underground models.
Hey guys, thank you for joining me again for this new edition of my channel update. I'm Gabriel from Panzerground Models. We have a double celebration today, so please have a seat. It's going to be a lengthy edition. You can grab a beer if you want. What is the double event we're celebrating today? So in the first place, tomorrow is going to be my birthday. Hopefully I'm going to have this online by tomorrow, but I don't think so. It's too much material to be processed. And the main event is the fact that my channel is making 1 year of activity right now. So it's going to be a very exciting edition, so please take your time and have a look, because I have new contents, a lot of changes if you want. I'm having an outliner right here. I'm going to present you the new content that I'm going to introduce on my subscriber suggestions. Then I'm going to show you what they were my completed builds over the last 3 or 4 months since the last update. Then I'm going to have a short chapter with my new acquisitions. I bought a lot of small stuff, but I'm going to signal out only the few most important ones. Then I'm going to establish a giveaway policy for my subscribers, for my loyal subscribers. So I'm going to explain the conditions in which any of you can be entitled to get of my works as a gift. It's my birthday, but it's me the one that makes gifts today and the following days, so there is no problem. I'm glad to do it. Another thing I want to signal out, I have become more active in social media in the last month or so. So I'm going to point out a few places, online places where I can be found with my activity before my actual video are being released. So anybody can contact me and ask things, not necessarily through YouTube. I'm going to signal out exactly what it's all about. Then I'm going to give you some numbers about my channel activity. I'm going to show you a general plan of my channel as I can see it from behind the screen. So it's not what you see, what I am seeing as a YouTube producer. This might be interesting for the guys that they like the numbers, but also for the guys that want to set up their channel. So I'm going to make a presentation of what I did expect when I open my channel and what I do achieve and what are my underachievements. Then I want to call out a few names of the guys that they constantly supporting my activity and give me very useful advice with my YouTube activity, my camera setup, my you know, all kinds of small little things, but that help my channel grow. So let's move now to me introducing you to my new content. I had a lot of suggestions coming from my subscribers. The opinions, they are not converging to a central point. Rather, they are rather divergent opinions. So I try to accomplish as much as I can in satisfying the taste or the preferences of as many subscribers as I can. As I say, the opinions are divergent. So at one hand, I have subscribers that they say, well, your movies are too long. I wanted more condensed and I want to see everything in one breath. Then I have the other opinion, if you want, that well, those elaborated builds of yours, they need more detail. I like to see you painting small details with your brush and all that thing. Well, as you can figure out, there is nearly impossible to pacify those opinions together in the same movie. So then I decided to add to my consecrated formula. So I did have 3 movies for each build, which the first one is the introductory movie, is the review of the kit. Then I would have the second movie, which is the build, step-by-step build, and I will have the third one dedicated to painting and weathering and the finishing touches and decaling and all that. Now I'm going to have 2 more videos in each series. One is going to be all the way at the end with the contracted video that summarize the previous 3 videos. Is not going to be longer than 15 minutes, and I have the first one already dedicated to my build on Romanian Martin MiG-15. So you're going to see it perhaps before this edition is going to be launched. If you watch this edition, you will make the connection at the right time. Another thing that it bothers me this time, not my subscribers, is I have too much of a lag between I finish a build and I managed to put them online on my YouTube channel. So I want somewhat to make my subscribers aware of what my content is going to be and what I'm doing actually. So I'm going to release those pilot episodes. The first one, again, it have been made public already on social media. You can see it on my Facebook page, but I link it to different groups in which I activate. They were like avant-premiere, but then it's going to be as a part of my YouTube channel. Okay guys, let's have a look at what I managed to finish since my last channel update. First is this Tamiya 1/12 scale motorcycle. It's a Ducati Panigale 1199 Tru-color edition. That was a special edition dedicated by Ducati to unification of Italy. It's not very different of the original Panigale. It's a very good kit from Tamiya. I'm very pleased with the way I managed to finish this project. It's not an easy kit as you might expect. Yes, the fitting is very good. There are no particular issue, but because almost everything is visible on the finished model, then particular attention has to be paid to the way you are painting and finishing every single part of it. And the final assembly, it's a little bit complicated, so it's not necessarily an easy build for the beginner, but it's not very complicated too, because Tamiya engineering is very good. Anyhow, this was not announced before. This came from Jim Starkweather, from the owner from Kitmaker Network. Thank you, Jim, for trusting me with this beautiful model from Tamiya, and I'm glad we established a fruitful collaboration between my channel and your internet network. So as soon as the movie with assembling this model is going to be ready, I'm going to post it on the internet. You should expect it relatively soon on my channel. Now the MPC Mac DM600 truck, which was announced before, and this is a build in celebration of my first 100 subscribers. Well, the things here are more complicated than expected, because although my inbox review, you're going to see it, is very positive to MPC's model, in reality the facts are a little bit more complicated. The molds are very old, a lot of fitting issues, and nothing fits properly. I was joking on my build blog that the safest way to go wrong with this kit is to follow the alignment pins. Virtually I had to cut everything and to reshape almost everything and to fill and to sand and such. Besides, my choice of colors was not all that inspired. This Krylon orange, that's my favorite range of animals. I use it on my auto builds a lot, but not this one. This was a very poor choice. This one stands out completely by report with the other paints from the range. It's very difficult to spray. It sprays like dust. Eventually I had to mix it up with some solvent-based urethane to get some decent results with it. Now I cannot complain too much about the way the finished product it looks, because it looks good, and also the assembly as a whole, it looks impressive, it has to be said, but it's a lot of time that I had to put in this kit, and I'm not ready with it, and
look is dedicated to my first 100 subscribers, and by the time I reach here I'm almost scored the 200 subscribers. Anyhow, chassis it's almost completed at this point. I'm just missing this drive shaft here between the engine and first of the clutches, so then the chassis is going to be completed, and steering elements here, and then I'm going to move forward to add the radiator, the connections to the turbo and such and such. The cab was painted, it still needs some refinements. It's almost done. Today I sprayed the last part going to this cab, and that's the air conditioning unit, and then we have this one that goes together pretty neat. Yes, I'm pretty happy with the way that this build goes, but as I said, it's very time consuming and my schedule is quite busy. I should be already done with this model because I am participating in a few campaigns on Auto Modeler and Aeroscale, and also I'm thinking seriously on participating on another campaign on International Scale Modeler. So there you go. I have too little time to spend in sanding and you know, ill-fitting parts, but well, I'm going to ban myself on buying MPC kits as well, because the quality is not up to contemporary standards, and as I said, is not time effective. When I'm very active with my modeling schedule and I'm determined not to set aside any build, then those kind of ill-fitting kits are really speed bumps. With my building campaigns, it's slowing me down with my YouTube, but I am determined to finish it because it's dedicated to my subscribers, so there is no way that I can step out from this build. Of course, nothing went easy in this kit, but let's say that the progress is 80%. So as soon I'm going to finish with my Mack truck, I'm going to start this Stuka from Airfix for Mediterranean Theater of Operation campaign. I'm going to do the version with Italian markings, this one. So yeah, I hope I'm going to start it very soon. It's the second time that I try to participate with this kit to a campaign. It's getting a little bit old in my stash. Yeah, I'm looking forward for this one. Now for September, I'm going to go with two different campaigns. This Porsche 959 from Tamiya is going to participate on Auto Modeler campaign dedicated to Porsche. It was a spontaneous initiative, very nice. I like when this kind of things happen. I bought this kit like in a sort of emergency. I don't feel sorry at all. I'll be back to this kit just now, and I'm going to show you my new acquisitions. And again, Airfix. I'm really determined this time to go and build that Airfix kit. So I bought this Eindecker. I just buy it because I liked it, but I find the opportunity to participate with it to campaign an international scale modeler dedicated to First World War. That is going to be also from September until the end of the year. So that's normally an easy kit. Time is relatively short, and as you can see in September I'm going to start the Porsche 2. I need a easygoing kit, and perhaps this is a good choice. I'll be back to this kit as well on the new acquisition chapter. And yes, I did not forget my old promise to do this Soviet T-44M medium tank from Mini Art. I really want to do it. I love the amount of detail there is in this kit, and I enjoy to build those detailed kit. I know it's going to be a little bit difficult, but nothing to scare me. So I really want to do it, but guys, I need some time because as you can see my schedule is getting a little bit tight. For what I know in this moment, it could be that I'm going to receive two other kits for review from Aeroscale and respectively from Armorama. So it could be that I'm going to be even busier than I showed you so far. First, I'm glad I did receive eventually this small parcel from Ireland, from RB Productions. I was looking since long for Romanian generic Romanian markings, so eventually I get them. Then I do have my trumpeter riveter, but it's not really doing a very good job. So I heard good reviews about that, and some scribing tools for my aircraft projects. I do have the equivalent from Tamiya, but again, those from RB Production look a little bit more professional, more dedicated if you want. Weight of this shipping was this set of decals for IR80. As you have seen it on the previous channel updates, I did complete one of Hobby Boss's IR80 on 148 scale. Well, the markings that they come with are completely erroneous, and also is the painting scheme associated with the instructions. So I really need to redo that completed build. I'm not going to redo that the same particular model, but I'm going to build two new ones. So I bought two new Hobby Boss 148 scale IR80 Romanian aircraft that I'm going to build at some point, and those decals are very good. On the negative side, the shipping speed was disastrous. I don't know, I think I had to wait like more than 9 weeks until I received the shipment, and I have to say the products look great, but the customer service is not all that great by RB Productions, unfortunately. They really don't seem to care that my shipment is not to be found for a period of time. You look like it's stuck in France or something. There is another Saint Martin in France. I suspect there is a confusion there. Whatever, they didn't help me at all. They just sent me back what I knew already, my address information. Thank you very much, Aaron, but that's not the way. I had to write myself to the Irish Post, and I asked for an update on the tracking number of this shipment. So instead of giving me useful information like tracking number, the first email after I placed my order was to make a review on their product. Well, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it professionally with no penalty on the product because the customer service is bad. This was my last order with RB Production. Unfortunately, yes, those IR decals are specifically designed for a particular aircraft, so it is a very good job Radu Brânzan is doing on his research on IR80, so I want to congratulate him for that. Okay, on the other tone, I always looking to upgrade my video production. As soon as I bought my Logitech camera, I realized that I hit very fast the limit of my hardware potential. Logitech camera, it's a very good camera for its purpose, for streaming online. It's fantastic. It has 4K capabilities and such. It has very good optical lenses. It has a decent zoom, but it's not by no means comparable the performance with a semi-professional or the professional camera. So it took me like 1 month and a half to decide to buy a new camera, and I was seriously considering a Canon T6i DSLR camera, but the price is prohibitive for me. So eventually I after a lot of research and asking around, and very helpful on helping me choose was my good friend and subscriber Dan Pavel. Thank you, Dan. So eventually I settled for Panasonic Lumix FZ Mig2180, which again has 4K capabilities, but is much more advanced than my old Logitech. So perhaps you have seen already the difference. I'm very happy with this buy, and after my first test shoot, I was wondering what the hell was on my head when I start my YouTube channel without a camera. But anyhow, I think I'm on the right direction, so you're going to notice a dramatic improvement on my I had my old compressor, a TC, I think was 800 or something, TC 600, I can't remember for sure. Well, it started sending me bad signals already, so I was pretty much prepared to replace it. I was the third one that it damaged in 4 years from the same company, so I decided I'm not going to go for it any longer because I spent too much money on crap. So I decided to step up my game, buy a professional compressor, specific design for our hobby, a reasonably silent compressor and a better quality. So I settled for a Sparmax TC 620X. Now I want to say something about this particular shipment. If you allow me a short digression. So I decided to buy my Sparmax TC 620 from Spray Gunner. That's a company. My first buy from them was through Amazon. I have to call here the excellent customer service that I get it from them. Well, I like to single out Mr. Artem Ra, the business developer of the company. I order my compressor, and minutes later I get an email already from him that it was telling me, well, make sure you have the right power outlets, because I have noticed that you are not an American customer. And I say, wow, that is fantastic. I mean, this guy take the risk to jeopardize the cell and those compressor and chip just to make sure that I do have the right product, right? That was completely surprised how fast he noticed that my address that I gave to him, it's a forward address, and actually I'm not living in Miami where my shipping address is. Artem Ra wanted to make sure that I have the right product, and he noticed right away that it might be mismatch between what he's selling and my outlets setup, and he intervened. And as I said, needless to say that by the end of the same day, my parcel was already by my shipping company in Miami. And thank you, Artem. And I make a disclaimer right now. I have no kind of association with Spray Gunner in Miami, Florida. They deal with their customers, so I want and I need to thank them. By the way, when I did receive the shipment, that was fantastic, very well packed, box in box and such, absolutely superb condition that I received that shipment. But I noticed that my box is open, and I say, what the hell? Don't tell me they send me a second hand, a reused, a refurbished compressor of such. No such thing. I apologize for my suspicions. Actually, they did open the box just to put a small gift inside. Okay, so thank you, Artem, for that, and for your care for the customer. And I bet my neck that you're going to be a very successful company if you carry on doing your service the way you're doing right now. So thanks one more time. Now, having a quick look at the new kits that I bought to keep my hobby going. That we have this Fokker Eindecker from Airfix. As said already, is going to participate to a campaign on international scale modular. I had a peek into the box. It looks like it's an easy kit, so I'm going to keep you posted and updated with the progress on this little build. What it comes as a novelty for me is that I never made an Airfix kit in the first place, and in second place, I did never build an aircraft with those strings. So quite excited, but worried at the same time if I can get around with it, because my supplier is not carrying any kind of rigging dedicated product. Perhaps I'm going to need to improvise. Let's see. There I still have time until September to source some material. If not, I'm going to need to make it out of a stretch sprue or maybe from fishing line. I will see. Now this is a model that I couldn't pass, or relatively new release from Tamiya. It's a Tony Kawasaki, very nice Japanese aircraft. In previous edition you've seen me buying a Zero. Now I have this Kawasaki. I'm looking into opening my Japanese chapter and aircraft, but I don't know when this is going to come. I see it already by my online friends as being built on aluminum cans campaign or aeroscale. It goes together very well, the famous Tamiya fit, and it looks like the new kits from Tamiya are even better than they used to be in regard to the level of detail, especially inside the cockpit. So yes, it's going to be a very nice build, but I have no idea when I'm going to find enough time for this kit. And again, a kit that I just could not ignore is a Mig21 MF interceptor fighter from Edward in Profile Pack edition. So it's my favorite manufacturer. It is my favorite scale, 1/72, and is my favorite edition Profile Pack, and also it does have the Romanian markings. So I just couldn't say pass to this kit. I'm looking forward again to build it. I don't know when though. Now, I was quite happy with the way I managed to finish my motorcycle, my Tamiya's Ducati Panigale. So I decided to buy more auto kits. Well, I do like cars very much, but I was more attracted before into the armored vehicles or aircraft. Now I decided to give more time to cars and road vehicles, civilian road vehicles, because they offer you the possibility to switch around colors, to experiment and so on. And you're going to see I do have a few things to experiment. So first off, this is a AMT older Christian kit, Plymouth Fury from a 1/25th scale. Maybe the second book that I read it from Stephen King after Carrie, and I did love the book. I didn't love that much the movie, but still is a decent movie of John Carpenter's. Anyhow, what I'm not happy with is that my Christine is molded in red. This kit has two versions, has a white mold and red mold. So I'm not going to do Christian because AMT gets it wrong. The Christian is not accurate, and in the first place, if you read the book, you're going to see that the Plymouth Fury described by Stephen King is not a Fury. Actually, it's a Belvedere. It's a 4-door edition, and besides, the carburetor and the engine, no, the engine is correct, the carburetor is wrong, and this kit by rapport with the movie. But that is nothing to me because I didn't want to make it as Christian anyhow. I bought this kit as a test bed for white finishes. The most difficult point on building my Tamiya's motorcycle was getting the white and specifically the clear coat over white correctly. I had like 4 or 5 failed attempts in one of the lateral fairings of the motorcycle. So when I encounter this kind of problems, I do like to practice until I get the things right. This Christine is going to be actually what intended to be, is going to be a Plymouth Fury, as you can see it on the opening of the John Carpenter's movie Christine. Okay, so that is not going to be the red killer car. It's going to be an elegant white or ivory white Plymouth Fury model 58. Again, not the newest on the market is this Porsche 959 from Tamiya. It's one of the older Tamiya's kits. Well, the body shell looks fantastic. Tamiya never disappointed on that. It's a little bit not so well or not so detailed in the interior. It does not have the door cards. I don't know why Tamiya does not listen the modeler's advice to put those door cards. But anyhow, is normally is a kit that builds very easy, and here I'm very eager to try my new paint line that I'm going to experiment soon. Now another oldish Tamiya, again bought for test bed. I'm one of the modelers that get a very nice finish on red and orange. I never had a problem with that, but I do want to perfect my technique, and I heard that using a tan or a yellow, whatever, ivory kind of primer enhances the way the red looks on the completed model. And I'm going to try the tan primer, which I have to mix it myself with this as an undercoat for this red, but that is a future plan. I have no clue when this is going to be. And finally, that is the cherry on the pie. This kit does a spectacular model. So it does a legend automobile made by a legend company. It's all good about this kit except the price. It's a little bit spicy. So well, I wanted this badly, this kit, from its release like 2 years ago, I guess. But always I find it is like too expensive, so I didn't want it to drop that much money for a single kit that I can buy 2 or 3 different other kits. But eventually I decided I cannot wait any longer, I cannot take this any longer, so I decided to spend my money on this. I've seen several builds already on YouTube, well, and also some build reviews on different forums. So yeah, it builds and it looks once completely fantastic. I'm very glad, and this is one of the newest Tamiya's kit that comes with metallic transfers and everything, so the finish is going to be superb if I don't do any stupid mistake on the exterior finish. My choice of color for now is going to be that aluminum finish. I don't know yet, I didn't took a decision neither regarding the time I'm going to do this build, neither regarding the final livery. Now moving on to another aspect, and again I want to give a good example. Now I did receive a shipment from a Tru-color. That's again an American company, relatively new on the professional paint market. They are not new on the paint industry. They have another range of colors, and they are well known by the railroad modelers for some times, but they open new doors with their business, so they start doing automotive paints, and they start doing as well paints for aircraft and armor. Their range is not fully developed yet. They keep working on it, and they keep adding new shades to it. So this company caught my attention, and I was looking for a review on this line of paints, and I did check on YouTube. I couldn't find something, so I did ask the company about a sample review, and what I get was overwhelming, much more than I was expected. Actually, I guess like a 3-pound pack with a very extended sample, all kinds of colors, thinners, reducers, mediums, weathering products. So what you see here is just a little bit. I guess there are more than 30 bottles into their package. I'm not going to pull them out right away. I'm going to do two reviews actually, because as you can see, they are military colors, that they should be a satin or matte finish, and we do have metallic or candy colors for automotive range. So I'm going to do 2 separate reviews, because the application method is different, at least in my books. I'm very excited about this carbon flash pearl coat that is going to go perhaps with my Porsche 959. You just see it earlier, okay, and also very attractive. I find this Viking blue and metallic candy apple red. I cannot give you a verdict right now, it will be too early, and I make no promise. I know the sample was very generous, but my loyalty stays with the results. So if I'm going to get good results, I'm going to say, well, it's very good, I'm going to recommend it. If I'm going to get bad results, I'm going to say it, so I'm not going to recommend it. What should you expect from me next? I'm going to do not 1 but two reviews on Tru-color paints, as I said, because they are different ranges and they're not spraying all the same.
About the giveaway policy. For whoever see one of my previous channel updates, I knew that St. Martin Island, where I live in, was hit last year by the strongest hurricane in recent history, in known history, the strongest recorded hurricane. Now, I was one of the lucky ones. I had minimal damage, but since then I have a constant battle with the dust. There is dust everywhere because the vegetation curtain was destroyed by Irma. Already the Caribbean climate is very aggressive on the finished models, so I had to throw away basically all my production last 5 years with minimal exceptions, and I'm running lower and lower in store space because I keep buying more kits. So the space that I have it available for storing the completed models is being eaten little by little by the new kits. So yes, I think it's a good idea to find a nice way of getting rid of these completed models. I'm joking, getting rid of it. If I would have the space and more decent conditions, I would gladly keep them. I put a lot of work on them. It hurts me to see them, to watch them deteriorating. So I better give them away to somebody that wants them. So I'm not going to ask for money for these models. I'm not selling them. I give them away. The conditions for somebody to qualify for those giveaway are quite simple. I was just made up a set of conditions, and this is: first off, he has to be my subscriber. Second, he has to have some comments on the comment section, and third condition is to pay for its own shipping. So I do give away the model, I do give away all my work, and I keep the pictures and the movies that I made with this particular model. But I think is a decent proposal if somebody wants that particular model, either because they like it the way I made it, either because maybe he wants to redo it or to use it on a diorama or whatsoever. He has to pay for the shipping. Perhaps you're going to ask me now, the next question is going to be how much is going to be the shipping. Well, I'm not sure, but I think for United States it's going to be around $15. That depends, yes, how big the kit is and the protection around the kit for sending out in safe conditions is going to be. And for Europe I think it's going to be around $35. So I don't know, but if somebody is interested, I can go by the postal office with the package. I ask for an estimate and I'm going to send the price to the eventual receiver in the moment when I know exactly what money we're talking about. So I don't think this is going to be big issues. Please check on my channel description, on the tab on my YouTube profile. Check the tab with the channel description, and you're going to have a list down there for what I know exactly now in this moment. I decided to give away 3 models, but that list is going to be modified and updated as the things progress. So for now I intend to give away my Russian tank T-54. The build was already published, and is, by the way, it's one of my most popular video to date. So yeah, that's not a cheap kit. It has more than 925 parts, I think, all in total. It took me many months, and you have a little bit of rich history behind it. This kit was have been before Irma stroke, and then I continued after Irma, so I think it spread over like 6 months, I guess, the whole process, including video, maybe 7 months it took me. So as you can see, I put a lot of work and a lot of effort in this one. So it's not cleaning my house, it's making a valuable gift for you. Then I have a 148 IR-80 aircraft. Again, the movie was the whole series of the video, the build was published, so you can see exactly what I'm referring to. You can have a look on the video. If you like it, you can just type a text down below. Also, you can find my email address in the channel description, and if you are really interested in it, just type me an email, so we can establish contact, and from there on we're going to work out a solution. And the third kit that I want to give away right now is my latest completed Tamiya 1/12 scale Ducati Panigale, which is a very good build. This one really I give it away to protect it. I manage a very good finish. You have seen already perhaps the pilot episode. Is a build that gets very good reviews. I have the full blog on Auto Modeler if you want to follow it up, so you can see there all the input and all the feedback I get from my fellow modelers. So really it's a kit that works. This is for now, but again I insist, check at the last tab on my channel description what exactly kit is going to be available. I don't know exactly when you're going to see this edition of my channel update, so by that time it could be that the kit is long time gone. So this is about the giveaway policy, so please accept my gift. So yes, I put a lot of heart, and I put a lot of time, and I put a lot of effort, and in some cases I did put a lot of money on it, but I offer you all this for free because, as I said, I want somebody to can enjoy them more than I can, given the conditions in Caribbean. Last month I subscribed on 3 different sites, and I'm going to explain why, which have as subject the modelism. First and foremost, I did subscribe in Pro Modelism Romania because it is in Romanian language, and is a very active and acid community, but I like it's very funny. Now it's something that I supposed to say it before I talk about Romanian side, but I get carried away. Is that I am and I remain a die-hard Kitmaker Network member. Kitmaker Network it has many different sites dedicated to different aspects of modeling. Perhaps it's very familiar. I mean, it's world famous, of course. It's one of the best modeling sites in the world, has number of daily visits and all that. I am mature myself, and I grew up as a modeler in between the communities on Kitmaker Network, especially on Armorama, Aeroscale, and Auto Modeler. I have a very good working relationship with the owner of the network, which is Jim Starkweather, and he keeps me supplying. He's a very nice guy. He always answers his emails timely, and he keeps me supplied with the latest kits on the market, the ones that they are sent for review from different companies. So this helps me a lot to appreciate the newest, the latest quality on the new releases, and also it gives me a helping hand with my YouTube channel, because building those new releases for Armorama or for Auto Modeler, I also keep myself updated with the actual subjects on my video production YouTube. So it's double gain. One aspect at least where Kitmaker is lacking, and this is the collaboration between the YouTubers and the traditionalists, if you want, the adepts of text and picture builds. Well, I cannot explain to myself why this conflict. Some traditionalists allow me to use this term. By now you have understood what I mean. Are being scornful to YouTubers. I don't really understand why. I find them complementary. I do watch a lot of YouTube videos, but if I am looking for a serious inbox review or for a serious build review, I always prefer text and pictures review, because text that was written and analyzed and put under let's say Armorama frontispiece, it's a guarantee for quality. Okay, so it's not every fool like me with a camera that saying things that he thinks. Kidmaker Network is lacking this cooperation between YouTubers and traditionalists. Sorry to say it, I found that the International Scale Modeler and Paul Bretland is much more permeable and much more welcoming with YouTubers. Himself is a famous YouTuber, and he has his live shows and beautiful tutorials and beautiful builds and such. I learn a lot from Paul's tutorials. So the main reason that I subscribe to International Scale Modeler is not because I feel disappointed by any means with Kidmaker Network, but because I needed that specific part of activity. I want to improve my video productions for YouTube, because I really want to become one day one successful YouTube channel. Now, as I told you already, I'm going to give you a few data on my channel. First, a short story how I started. Most exactly when. Well, I keep watching YouTube movies long ago with guys like QDC, Hamilcar Barkas, Plasmo, and all that inspired me and helped me a lot in my development as a modeler. So before I start the channel, I set some objectives, and they were 1 year objectives. So now I can tell you, I can measure my performance against my objectives, and I tell you where I met my objectives and when I did not, where I did not. So my first objective was to publish 2 videos each month. Being busy with my work and editing and shooting and modeling in the first place, my calculus was that I won't be able to release more than 2 videos per month, and my approximation was correct in this particular respect, because on my 12 months of activity I did release, I'm sneak peeking to my tablet right now, I did release 26 videos, including the ones that are uploaded already but not published yet. That's for tomorrow. They are scheduled for tomorrow. So I did met my objectives here. A secondary objective was to have at this point 250 subscribers, which I did not meet yet this objective. I'm a little bit disappointed in my performance, but on the other hand, I'm on the full growth, so I'm not really worried about this number. And now in the last 3 months I stopped just short of 200. I have according to the last reading 196 subscribers, which is not bad. I mean, I'm very happy with the growth, especially now is the worst period of the year regarding the number of views any channel received on my channel, any single channel, and it's a very strong competition also from the FIFA World Cup in Russia. Well, I'm glad it's happening. It's a fabulous event, and I like to watch football games myself. Even given those circumstances, I have a significant growth on last 3-4 months. So yes, I'm happy with the way that the things are progressing with my number of subscribers. Before I start my channel, I did a comparison with the history of small channels with that they have 1 year of activity and such. So I did consider at that time, in last June, the year before, that 10,000 view across channel is a decent expectation. Well, this is one of the segments of my activity where basically I much surpass it. I have 16,000 views by now, which is quite spectacular if I report it to similar channels. Well, I'm not the absolute champion, that's for sure, but I'm doing very well, and I'm glad. And now it comes the time to talk about some particular movies. As I said, videos. I have videos that performing better than others. So the best performer so far is the second installment from my video series dedicated to Mini Arts T54 video, which in this particular moment has exactly 3056 views. So by itself basically is scoring almost 1/4 of my views across the channel, and is not published among the first videos. The first videos, they were slideshows, but one of them also doing pretty well from those slideshows, and this is in second place. My second place video as number of views is the one dedicated to AMT models 70 Camaro Baldwin Motion, which is quite surprising. I did not expect like a slideshow to accumulate such a great number of views, but this one has, in this particular moment, nearly 1600 views, which is quite good. I'm content. Thank you guys for watching. Well, I think I hit a nerve here on American pop culture, because Camaro was a very popular icon. Then expected, I have my Rebel Volkswagen 82E on third place. That is one of the, actually is the first video published, so not a slideshow but a video, and this one hit 1534 views. It's a good weathering tutorial, by the way. Now it comes the surprise, that the real surprise is the RS models 1/72 scale Heinkel HE112B, which I made with Romanian markings, and I did publish it on August the 12th 2017, so nearly 1 year ago. But there is an inbox review, is the first part of the series, and this little movie scored 1255 views at this moment, and I'm quite surprised, I say it, because it's a less popular manufacturer. It's RS models, it's not one of the greats, and the subject is not very popular, because Heinkel 112B was one of those forgotten aircraft, and ironically have seen more service with the Romanian army than with the Romanian Air Force, more than have seen service with the in Germany. So yeah, it's quite surprising. At the bottom of my top 5 list is another installment from T54 series, and this is the inbox review. Yes, I know where from is coming. Mini Art apparently is a very popular manufacturer on these days, and so I guess many modeler, they looking first to see what is inside the box before spending the back, what is the kick they're getting for the back. So I do the same. It's absolutely normal. So this is my top 5 list, and I'm quite happy, especially with the first ranking one, which honestly it's above. It's not going viral any soon, but it's a good consistent performance, so I'm very glad with it. As said, I have also a couple of disappointments, but most notable is my build on ADGZ armor car from Hobby Boss. I know it's a good build. Again, I get very encouraging feedback from different modelers, and if you read the comments at the bottom of those videos, you're going to see that actually was one of the most commented videos, but unfortunately it's stuck for some reason down. So the worst performing on the series is the inbox review that he has only 129 views, and after being published on May 11 this year. Well, it's not a lost cause by no means yet, but it's not performing the way I wanted, and the whole series performs under par. So I cannot identify right now the cause of this poor performance, because the build is good, I know it's good, and I know the movies, they are also good. I mean, actually is marking qualitative improvement by report to my previous movies, that my previous videos, that they score better as a number of views or time of viewing. But on a comforting note is that my latest published video, the one dedicated to painting and weathering the Mig-15 from Edward, is hitting good. The last one of the series is amassing a very good time. I have in the confirmation here that my subscribers actually, or my viewers, are enjoying the content, because it's scoring very well on my battery is running low. It's scoring very well on the watch time, so it's beating everything I had previous by report to the period since it was published. So I'm very happy with the way the things are going right now. So we were talking earlier about the number of views, and I'm going to call out now. I'm going to read the statistics right now where I have my most number of views. In the last 365 days I had 15.9 thousand views, very close to 16,000 actually, as follows. From United States I did had 15.5% of the views. Thank you very much, America. Second place as number of views is Romania, my fellow Romanians, with 15.1%. Mulțumesc, Romania. Third place with 10.7% is United Kingdom. Thank you, UK. Fourth place is Russia with 5.9%. Spasiba, Russia. And on the fifth, on the bottom of my top 5 list is Germany with 4.9% of the total of views. So, Dankeschön, Deutschland. As you can see, well, except Romania, because I'm Romanian and I'm activating on different online media in Romania, and I do have subtitles on most of my videos in Romanian, so it's to be expected to have a high number of Romanians following me, and yes, I'm proud of that. The other countries listed here are all big powers in modeling, and well, they didn't make it on top 5, but I see, based on last year or 4 months report, that Czech Republic and Austria are catching up pretty much. Actually, Czech Republic is very active right now as number of view and as view time on my channel. So perhaps it's related to my video on Edward build, but it's also, if you know, 2 of the biggest YouTube channels are actually run by modeling channels, are actually run by guys that originated from Czech Republic. So yes, in this country the modeling phenomenon is blooming. Congratulations, Czech Republic, for your performance. I mean, you really stand out if you compare the economic power and the number of inhabitants with the modeling output. Perhaps you are the champion. But anyhow, numbers are numbers, and yes, United States, Romania, United Kingdom, Russia, and Germany. Okay, and the final aspect that we're going to discuss about today is I want to thank to a few people that supported me from the very good beginning They keep commenting, they keep suggesting good things mainly, and they help improve my performance as a YouTuber, as a small video producer. So first and foremost, I want to thank to Jim Starkweather that not only supply kits but allow me publishing space. He always, almost always, 99% of the cases is publishing my videos, is publishing my articles, is publishing my reviews, is publishing my pictures. So I'm very thankful for that. Second, thank you Darren Baker. Then I want to thank my brother Bogdan. Mulțumesc Bogdan. He's very nice guy. He's my junior with 6 years. He always said his opinion open, and I love it. He tell me I don't like that, that's good, but the thing is he is right most of the time. And then I have my good old friend Bogdan Pavel, also from Romania. He has quite good knowledge on video production, and his advice is always welcome and much appreciated. So mulțumesc Bogdan. I tried to follow his suggestion, but I need time to integrate those suggestions and those changes into my production line. Then I have my constant commenting subscribers like Small Soldier. They always keep animated the videos, the comments on the video. They always come and make good comments on the quality of the video, on the quality of the subject, and so on. Et aussi merci pour Stéphane David. C'est un modéleur en France. Toujours il fait des petits commentaires qui sont bénévolents et toujours bienvenus. Merci David. And then a big thanks again. Well, I wish I'd be fluent in German too, but I'm not. To Hamilcar Barkas. That's the heaviest name among my subscribers, and he's taking the time now and then to leave a comment. Thank you very much, Michael. I really appreciate that. Is a fantastic boost of confidence to see a consecrated name, one of the pioneers on video modeling, leaving a small comment. I understand he's very busy. He has to answer to 25,000 subscribers his channel has, or maybe more than that, and he is the one that he does respond to almost every single comment. Is a fantastic help. It's a fantastic boost of confidence. Thanks again to Paul Bretland from International Scale Modeler, because he did set up my dedicated thread for my video channel. So if you want to follow me step by step and to have a constant flux of information, of updates regarding to my YouTube channel, you should have a look on International Scale Modeler, where my YouTube channel has its own thread, and I'm posting regularly there whatever small events. I'm trying to do like a chronicle of my activities, so I'm posting now and then bits of information. Thanks Paul. Okay guys, I talked too much already. It's not common for me to talk that much. I haven't talked that long since by now gone days when I used to teach in native Romania. So let's have a drink in this occasion. My YouTube channel is 1 year old, and I am also unfortunately 1 year older. With tonight there are just a few minutes left until it's going to be 14th of July, when is my birthday. By chance I found this funny cap, 13 to 14, so that's sending me right now the right message. We are between 13th and 14th of July, and thank you France for celebrating. The whole France is going to celebrate my birthday, so thank you France. I mean you are being really enthusiastic regarding my YouTube activity. All of you are going to celebrate tomorrow. Cheers guys. Thank you for subscribing, thank you for posting, thank you for watching, and I apologize for bothering you with so much talk and so much information, but I consider it necessary. So I consider that you deserve, as my subscriber and my follower, to know as much as possible about my activity and my whereabouts as a YouTube creator. Cheers. I deserve that.